Hello, welcome to the credit risk analysis project. The objective of the project was like analyze the key financial indicators such as loan grade, loan amount, and interest rate to understand their impact on a default rates. Then identifying the trends in loan default based on a factors like employment length and home ownership. Next objective was to compare the income levels, loan amounts, and loan to income ratio across the different loan purposes. Then examining the how default rates changes over the time using the credit history length as a key time based factor, we can say. Then stimulating the effect of varying interest rates on default rates to provide the actionable insights, and also the advanced risk scoring with the DAX like using factors like loan amount, income percentage, default history to assess the borrow risk levels, or we can say the risk score. Okay, so let's start with the first step of our project is the data preparation and cleaning. Is to the data set contains over almost a 32,000 of a rows. Okay, and has a many missing values, so handling that is also a challenge, but handling the missing values appropriately is a crucial for maintaining the data accuracy and readability. So the missing values in this data set were replaced based on the business logic and the nature of each column to ensure the meaningful analysis. Okay, now let's start with the analysis part. So first, as we know, we have a key matrices like average loan amount is almost 9.5k, and the average of loan interest rate is 11% over all the loans. Okay, then we have to find out the what default rate. For finding out the default rate, we have to find out the total default loans and the total loans. So for that we have used a DAX. So we have a total default loans. We use this DAX to calculate where the default loan is, default loan, how many default loans we have, that is the loan status, and in that loan status equal to 1, that is a default one. Then we have find out the total loans by using the credit risk data set where loan status count of that, so that gives us a total count. Now we have to calculate the what default rate. So for default rate we have used a formula here. Let me show you that formula also. The default rate, yeah, this one. So we have divided the total default loans by the total loans, and what does this gives us, this default rate, because on this default rate we have to calculate as per the loan grades. Okay, now we have this default rate. Now we have to analyze this default rate as per the loan grade. So this graph shows the default rate by the loan grade. So grade A has the lowest default rate of 0.1, that is 10%, which indicates the lower risk loan, and whereas grade F has the highest default rate, that is 0.7, that is a 70%, suggesting the high risk loans. So as loan grade like worsens from the A to F, the default rate increases significantly. Okay, and that is a clear indication. Okay, now after that, in the table analysis, we have analyzed the employment length, the loan status, the default rate, and what are the total loans as per the total loans. So this table actually helps us to identify the patterns between the different employment length. Okay, then default probability showing which employment groups are more prone to the defaults. Yeah, now we have to find out the loan patterns by the employment length and the home ownership, we can say. So in this graph we are clearly sees that the where the home ownership is rent and their loan status is 0, there are almost 4,700 loans, and where the loan status is 1, there we have the there we have a 47,000 4,700 loans. Where the loan status is 0, we have almost 10,000 loans. Okay, and also where is the mortgages, there we have a loan status is 0, we have almost 10,500 loans, and where the loan status is 1, we have almost 1.5 thousand loans we have. So this actually help us to understand the borrowers who rent their homes have a higher default rate, suggesting that they may have a less financial stability, and the borrowers who mortgages have a lower default rate. Okay, so indicating that there is a financial responsibility, and we can say that the stability also. So after this, we have this segmentation analysis by the loan intent, we say the loan purposes we say. So in this table here we have this loan intent given, and the loan amount income to we say loan amount income to ratio we can say. So the loan to income ratio for the medical and the education is 0.15, and for the remaining like venture and personal it has a 0.14, which clearly indicates that the medical and the education loans consumes a higher portion of the borrower's incomes, possibly making them a riskier loans we can say. Okay, so we have used a DAX for the loan amount to ratio. Just give me a second, I'll let me show you that. So yeah, this is loan amount income ratio. So we have divided the average loan amount by the person's income, and this calculates the loan amount as a percentage of the borrower's income. Then we have this segmentation analysis using the loan intent. Okay, so here in the home improvement we have the average of income of the person is almost 70,000 or 73,000 we can say, and their average loan amount is almost 10,000, where in a personal loan we have a personal their person income is a 67,000, and their average loan amount is near about 9.5 thousand, 9.5k. Okay, and this actually indicates that the borrowing taking the home improvements borrowers taking the home improvement loans are higher in incomes and the larger loan amounts, the personal loan borrowers we can say. And this suggests that the home improvement loans are taken by more financially stable individuals, okay, that are more stable in their incomes. Yeah, now we have to like do the time series analysis, like default rate over the time. So here it is. um, First, before going further, we have to understand like what is the default rate. So it is the percentage of the loan that have defaulted. Then what is the CB person credit history length? Okay, so it represent the borrower's credit history length in years. Okay, so as this line chart shows, there is no clear trend in default rate as the credit history length increases. Okay, but when credit history history is very high, like this one here, default rates fluctuated, like see this one is dip one and this one is up. Okay, so there is a indicated unstable risk patterns we have seen. So we interpret that, so a long credit history does not guarantee the lower default rate, suggesting other factors may influence the loan risk. Now next is to we have to do the predictive insight, like what if analysis, that is interest rate impact on default rate, how it the interest rate impact on a default rate. So for that we have created the what if analysis. How can we create that? By using the business modeling tab we have in modeling. In new parameter we have this numeric range, and there we can set the parameters and on which column we want that what if analysis also we can do that. Okay, so yeah, we can do this what if analysis this, but we have created this predictive default rate first. Let me show you that predictive default rate. I guess see this is on here. Okay, yeah, this is predicted default rate. So we have used this DAX for the predictive default rate. We have used a variable based default rate like default rates, then impact interest impact. So the formula this predicts the impact of the interest rate changes on a default rates, and the interest rate impact is multiplied by the 0.02, that is 2%, because the higher rates higher interest rate slightly increases loan repayment difficulties. You understand that repayment difficulty we can say, that's why the we have multiplied by the 2% at 0.02. So come to the analysis part. this line chart analysis clearly indicates that uh, as the interest rates rises, okay, as the interest rate rises, the default rate increases, okay, and this confirms that the higher borrowing cost may lead to the more defaults, okay. So as we increase the interest rate, then this default rate also increases. See, we have go to the 9, we can directly come to the 0.17 and go into the 19, it's 0.38. So this is how this analysis actually interpret the results. Now we have to analyze this risk score by using a dash. So we have find out the risk score. Let me show you that risk score, where it is. Yeah, this is the risk score. Yeah. So for this risk score, we have used this DAX. We have created the variables and do the calculation. So let me explain you that first. So the loan factor, we have multiplied it 40. That is the 40%. The higher loan amount increases there is, then we have a income factor, that is 30%, that higher income reduces the risk also. Then we have a default factor, that is 20%, past defaults may increases the risk, okay. Then employment length factor is a 10%, shorter employment history increases the risk, okay. So let me show you the graph first, the analysis that we have make on the first page, that is this, yeah, here. So risk score by the loan intent, by the purposes we have find out, the education and the medical has the highest risk score as compared to the home improvement, because the home improvement has the lowest risk score, okay. And this makes the conclusion that the taking education and the borrowers are taking education and medical loans are at the higher financial risk, and they likely due to the unpredictable incomes. We cannot predict the income, that's why they are unpredictable income, there is a high financial risk, okay. Now, as a conclusion of this analysis, the higher loan grade A have the lower default rates, while lower grades F have the higher risk. Okay, the renters default more often than the mortgage holders, indicating the financial instability. The third conclusion is that the medical and the education loans have the highest loan to income ratio. Um, which makes them a riskier, okay. The next one is the credit history length does not significantly impact the default rates. Rising interest rates increase the default risk, making loan affordability a key concern, we can say. And the education and the medical loans have the highest risk scores, while home improvement loans are the safest in our analysis. So this analysis provides the valuable insights for the leaders to assess the risk, optimize the loan they are offering to the customers, and improve the financial decision making. Yeah, thank you.